critical moment for peace. Trump's diplomatic efforts in Israel-Gaza relations. In what could be a pivotal moment for Middle Eastern peace, President Donald Trump is optimistic about achieving a ceasefire in Gaza next week. This announcement comes as he prepares to welcome Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House. Together, they aim to close the gaps between Hamas and Israel on a crucial agreement that could see the release of hostages and the cessation of hostilities. But here's where it gets intriguing. Trump's recent decision to target Iranian nuclear sites and then astutely facilitate a ceasefire between Israel and Iran has left many of his supporters divided. Some feel conflicted, as Trump's promise to avoid new conflicts stand in stark contrast to this aggressive military action. During a session in the Oval Office on Monday, President Trump expressed his determination to see the conflict come to an end. "I think we'll have a deal next week," he asserted confidently. And this is the part most people miss. Hamas is currently considering an updated proposal for a 60-day ceasefire, which was presented by mediators from Qatar and Egypt. Negotiators are working diligently to create a framework that could lead to in-depth negotiations, explaining that this will open the door to meaningful discussions between the parties involved. Israel is hopeful that Netanyahu and Trump will achieve not only a ceasefire, but also agreements with other neighboring Arab countries. "This visit is highly significant," commented Danny Danon, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations. One point of contention is that Netanyahu, despite facing resistance from far-right coalition members, now has more leverage to negotiate a peace agreement. Recently, Netanyahu's approval ratings have surged following the joint strike on Iran, an action that saw 82% support among Jewish Israelis. Here's a provocative thought. Israeli officials are clear that this potential ceasefire doesn't necessarily mean the end of the war. As Danny Danon outlined, it's more about handing them the strategic flexibility to continue their military actions as needed. According to the latest terms outlined in the draft of the agreement dated June 30th, Hamas is expected to release 28 Israeli hostages, 10 alive and 18 deceased, over multiple stages within the 60-day ceasefire. This arrangement also specifies the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza, facilitated by the United Nations and the Palestine Red Crescent Society. Let's stir the pot a bit. While negotiations have faced numerous roadblocks, the fundamental disagreement remains. Israel's desire for a temporary ceasefire to regain hostages stands in opposition to Hamas's call for a permanent halt and the full withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Gaza Strip. Hesham Youssef, a retired Egyptian diplomat, pointed out that Hamas might find the US brokered deal appealing due to a lack of strong Arab support and the escalating suffering in Gaza. "They may feel like they have no other option," Youssef remarked. What do you think? Could a strategic ceasefire pave the way for a lasting peace? Or does it risk perpetuating the conflict cycle? Share your thoughts and join the conversation in the comments below. Finally, the diplomatic whirlwind involving Hamas, Israel, Egypt and Qatar continued, with talks aimed at securing a ceasefire that not only holds the fighting, but also contributes to a broader resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, crucial for regional peace and stability. The latest discussions highlight how essential international cooperation is to end the hostilities and foster lasting peace. Stay tuned for how these efforts unfold.